Yeah, we got on the plane. He drank his fucking champagne. I sat down. He was like on the verge of tears, like actually on the verge of tears because he was so happy. It was so cute, man. Yeah, he was like, oh my god, this is so amazing. Like this and this and this. And like, oh, you can lean the seat back. There's like a TV here. Everyone's so nice. The flight was so nice. And he was like getting really worked up about it, right? He was like, oh, this is so cool. And then we took off. So we started going into the air. And I'm not kidding. This is probably the best thing that happened, okay? 3 minutes. 3 whole minutes into the air, Vox completely shut down. Like, completely. Like, as if he had a blue screen of death. So, he was just, like, we just started, like, lifting off. The seatbelt sign just went off. You know, like, after you're in the air, and it's, like, 2 or 3 minutes before the seatbelt sign finally goes, dung, and then you can, like, take the seatbelt off. It literally just went off. I looked to my right, where he was sitting next to me, and he was like, well, no, he wasn't even snoring. He was leaning forwards, AFK. His brain was AFK, leaning forwards with his eyes closed, like actually dead. And the flight attendant came over, and they were like, yo, is this guy okay? And then she was like, sir, and like pushed his shoulder, and he wasn't moving. He was just sitting there like a golem, with his eyes closed, like looking down, like, and she was like nudging him on his shoulder, and he just wasn't moving. And then I was like, and then I nudged him. I was like, yo, Vox, yo. And then he didn't respond too, and I was like, oh, he's fine. I think he's fine. Don't worry about it. And she looked so worried, like the flight attendant. She looked so fucking worried. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure he's fine. He just hasn't slept much. And she was like, oh, okay. And then she like put a blanket on him and then made the seat into a bed. And then she lifted up like this little screen that goes between our seats, so he had like privacy and shit. And then I don't know how long Vox slept for, but it must have been quite a lot of hours, right? It was a lot of hours. And then he woke up and he didn't even know how he got there. Like he didn't know how he fell asleep. He just woke. He was telling me like he woke up with a blanket and was laying down. He was like, what the hell? Like he didn't even know. When he woke up, we had like a tskr moment with each other. So, you know, I said that there's like a little screen that the attendant lifted up. When we realized that we were both awake, we like looked over the thing together and we're like, oh! And so we both went to grab the wall that was between us so we could lower the barrier so we could like just talk to each other normally. And we both did it at the same time, and we like touched our fucking fingers together, and we were like, and he was like, yeah, that was like one of those moments, dude. I was like, yeah. Actually, when we were going to the airport, I think I accidentally he hit the back of my shoes by mistake, and then I went like, oh, or something. Oh no, I went, oh. And then he was like, yo, that is the most Mysta noise I've ever heard. K-drama moment. Yeah. They give you hot towels again? Yes, they did. And I told Vox about the hot towel thing beforehand. So, you know, I shouldn't have told him. Just in case, like, he gets it and then he does the same thing I did, man. Fuck. You know, it was weird though, because, yeah, our seats are together, right? We can recline them back. So they're beds. So it was basically like me and Vox were like sleeping next to each other because we had connecting like seats, right? So it was basically when we were both laying down, it was basically like we were laying on a fucking bed together. we went on a table, right, to go drink together and eat. And on the table, they had the menu, and then they had like 2 little jars, and in between the jar, there was flowers. And I pointed at the flowers and I was like, oh, look, they have flowers here. Isn't that romantic? And he was like, yeah, this is like a date, right? And I was like, And then we just like joked about that, right? And then I grabbed one of the jars, right? And it had these cubes in it. And I was like, oh, look at this. Look, they even have like stones in the jar, right? They had like a white and then like dark brown stones. I was like, look, it's like stones in a jar. And he looked at me and I was like, what? And I looked again, like closely, and I was like, wait, is that? And he was like, oh, that's sugar cubes, dude. And then I was like, oh, it's sugar cubes. And I was like, wait, no, because there's darker ones too. Oh, brown sugar. And then he laughed like really loud, and he looked at me and he went, dude, I can't tell sometimes if you're doing a bit or if that's actually you. That's what he said to me. He was like, I can't tell if you're like just memeing. Like if you're doing a bit sometimes. Like on stream as well. Like I don't know if you're just like, are you joking or are you serious? I can never tell.